Hello and welcome to episode number 6 of my How to Draw Anime Last series. I did draw my character's arm once while recording it, and this raw recording I made was about 5-6 minutes long, something like that. And it's where the arm looks so bad, so I thought, I'm not keeping that as part of the video. So the other thing that remains from that really weirdly shaped arm you see here is the small screenshot I've decided to keep just for this video. What I was going to do was I was going to make the video longer and show how I did it wrong and then start over again, but I don't want to waste time rendering a video that's like 5 minutes longer just to show that I did something wrong. I've done that before because once I drew my avatar's face on the side when he's supposed to be like 7-8 years old, and it's where he looks so bad. He looks really like squishy and stuff. So that's why sometimes I don't like when I record something and it looks really bad, and then I just think, you know what, I'm gonna have to start over again. So that's one thing about artists' lives. Sometimes they just draw something that just doesn't look right at all. Then they have to flip the page over, start again, rub the sketches out if they're doing it on paper, and then start over again. This is why I don't like paper very much. It's just like someone did actually ask me, you're gonna go back to drawing paper again? But I just like told them no, there's a lot of limitations to paper. And it's like when I was a lot younger I used to draw on paper, right, like buildings and such, right? And so whenever I drew like a house like in a slant or drew it too big that like you can't actually fit anything on it, or I drew something too small, you have to rub the whole thing out and start again. And then you leave a lot of smudge marks, so which is why I don't like doing paper drawings very much. So that's why I like digital drawings instead. Plus, when it comes to colouring things in on digital screens, obviously, it's where you just click the paint bucket tool, fill it in, that's it. When it's physical drawings and you need to colour it in, it takes a lot longer than that, and you have to make sure you fill in every little small gap of it in. You might even colour right over the lines. That's another problem with physical drawings as well. And if you run out of rubber, then that's it, you can't rub anything out. I remember there was this underrated band back in 2003-2004 sort of time, and they were called 3SL. And their manager was Lisa Scottley, who was part of the Steps band. And it's where this was back at the time when Lisa Scottley and the other 4 members of Steps disbanded. So they were like, nah, we're not together anymore, sort of thing. So she thought, let's make a new band with my 3 brothers. So it's where there were 3 brothers. One of them's called Anthony, one of them's called Steve, and one of them's called Andy. Yes, I know, Anthony and Andy sound very similar, so it's a bit hard to remember who's who. And it's where I remember there was this one song that they made called Take It Easy, Take It Easy. That song was actually quite good. The sad thing about 3SL is that song only ever got to number 11, so it wasn't even in top 5. And then they made a second song, and that one only got to like 16. And it's where, because of that, they weren't making much cash, so I don't think they were very popular, but I liked them though. And so there's a few other people that said, I miss these 3 guys. It's just like, yeah, I know. It's like, I think what might have happened was that back in 2004 odd, I think it's where that was the downtime for boy bands, because other types of music was becoming popular, like R&B and that sort of thing. So it is quite sad though that they didn't actually get far. But that's just the way life is. Sometimes you just come across underrated people who just doesn't go far and they just deserve a second chance, but they just never get it. There is another band that some people might remember called Alien Ant Farm. They're an American rock band, and I remember their one cover that they did on Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. And it's where, I'll be honest, Alien Ant Farm's version definitely does not sound as good, right? And so in the chorus they say, "And are you okay? Will you tell us? Did you okay?" Like that. And it's like, okay? Like that? It's just like, I know it's supposed to sound different, but it's like, it doesn't sound as good as MJ saying, "And are you okay, Annie? And are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?" That definitely sounds better rather than, "Are you okay?" Like that. Like, you know, it sounds like they're like messing about rather than actually taking it seriously. But you know, I heard that Alien Ant Farm took part in some other films as well, so they're not just a rock band, they also took part in live action films as well. I think there was one called American Pie or something, so I've not tuned into their history as of late, especially since it's 2023, but the song cover that they did was in 2001, so I am talking about something that happened 22 years back. So yeah. Another thing with Alien Ant Farm is that they're not bad, they just don't sound as good as MJ, right? And it's where Alien Ant Farm is about 6 out of 10, 5 or 6 out of 10, whereas MJ is like 10 out of 10 when it comes to Smooth Criminal especially, but you know. Now here's a band who's actually quite good, and I'm sure a lot of people will have heard about them, and there's a good band called the Corrs, and it's an Irish band. They're a family of a band as well, and so they've got loads of good songs. I'm not surprised why they actually got pretty far in life. They've got loads of them. Like one of their very good ones is listen to the radio. Yeah, that song's pretty good. It's one of my favourite ones. There's another very good song they've got, it's called Breathless. And there's another good song that they've got called What Can I Do to Make You Love Me? That's one of their best ones. I swear I've come across that song in a Lloyd's Bank advert with a horse galloping in the green fields. I'm very sure I've seen that advert before where they have that song in the background, so I'm not surprised why why it's actually there. It's actually quite a good song, that one. It's a nice and serene song where it's like, no more fighting, no more aching. It's quite a good song. It's like, well done, Corrs. You made some of the best music ever. I'll be honest, they still haven't made as many good songs as someone like Michael Jackson or Kylie Minogue, but Corrs have got at least 10 good songs. I'm trying to remember which other good songs they've got as well. Oh yeah, there's also I Have Run Away, I Have Run Away with You. That's quite a good song as well. So it's like, oh wow, that's another very good song. You have to watch out when listening to these kinds of songs, because sometimes some of the lyrics tend to be quite not safe for work. So that's why I'm trying to sing just the safe for work sides of things, because the thing with YouTube, which I don't mind this all that much, and it's where the thing with YouTube is that you have to watch out for what you say. If you say something very not safe for work, you can actually get a guideline strike for it, so you know. To be honest, back when I was Let's Playing Streets Rage 4, I did say one somewhat not safe for work thing about Blaze, saying, oh, if you make it Blaze kick upwards like that, you can see right up her skirt, which is actually still true, and I still have that commentary on that exact one video, so you have to be careful. I was actually kind of lucky that I didn't actually get a guideline strike. I only said that because it was actually true. Sega and their co-partners did actually put that in, so you know. I think with the Blaze kicking upwards thing, I think that's because it's still not classed as 18 plus, that's more like 13 plus sort of materials. I think that's why I was allowed to get away with that. So with saying, oh no, you can see what up Blaze's skirt, it's like, oh my word, sort of thing. So yeah. Anyway, back on point, right? The thing with Corrs is that some of their lyrics tend to be quite dirty-minded, so you have to be a bit careful. Because in the Runaway song, it is a good song, but there's one verse in it that sounds way too dirty-minded. So you know, just be careful when listening to music that you've never listened to before, because sometimes some music bands tend to say some very, very dirty-minded things we'll have to say, so just be careful. Anyway. Another song I like from the Corrs is So Young. We are so young now, we are so young now. That song's quite good. So yeah, it's a little bit cleaner of a song than Runaway with that one verse. Yeah. Basically, Corrs can really sing. They are very good. Just be a bit careful because some of the songs are not exactly something 7-year-olds will be listening to, so just be careful. There is a 1981 band that most people will remember called Spandau Ballet. They're actually pretty good, them. Two of their most well-known songs is You Are Gold, Gold, Always Believe in Your Soul. Yeah, that song. And the other song is True. And it's where there was quite a few covers of the You Are Gold Gold, because there's one that has to do with washing up liquid, and it says, you are bold, bold. And it's like, oh my word. Is it the same singer? I'm not sure. It sounds like them, but I don't think so. I think they just got permission to just kind of make a parody, but you know. So yeah. There is another song that's quite underrated, and it's from Spandau Ballet, and it's called Only When You Leave. It's quite an underrated song, and it's where I let someone listen to it the other day. I was saying, what do you think of this song? It's from Spandau Ballet. And they say, oh, it's not even good at all. The other songs, True and Gold, are way better. And that was just their opinion. I don't think Only When You Leave is that bad of a song. I think it's about 6 or 7 out of 10. Whereas the other person is like saying Only When You Leave to them, in their opinion, they think that it's like 2 or 3 out of 10. It's like, oh, come on, it's quite good. It's not as good as their other songs, but I don't understand. Some people just have some very different opinions to me. I don't know what's going on. I think the person who said that just doesn't seem to value some underrated songs out there. I'm not sure. Another song Spandau Ballet has, which is quite good, is I'll Fly For You. That one's quite a good song. I've not heard that song for a little while, and it's where I remember hearing it, but I must have forgotten about it because of their other songs. And it's where I'll Fly For You is quite a good song. I think that's about 7 or an 8 out of 10. It's a little bit better than the Only When You Leave song. Only When You Leave is about 6 or 7 sort of thing. So it's like, it's not as good as some of their other songs, but I'll Fly For You is quite good. So yeah, there's that one as well. That one's quite a good song. At least with Spandau Ballet, they're not like, they only got to make 2 songs and that's it. It's just like, at least they didn't suffer the same fate as 3SL, so it's like, at least it didn't happen the same way. So Spandau Ballet is definitely a good band by far. Another good song Spandau Ballet has is Round and Round. It's quite a good song, and it sounds a bit like True. It's the same sort of style, so I thought, oh yeah, I forgot about Round and Round, it's quite good. I listened to it not that long ago, so that's how I know about it now. Sometimes it's just nice to just go back to the music that you used to listen to ages ago, and it's like, oh yeah, this song. It's like, oh yeah. Now, you'll notice that I've been putting a lot of blur filters, well, not that many blur filters, but it's where you'll see that there's skin shading and shine shading as well. Don't worry about that. It's not very hard to learn. All you really have to do is just make a movie clip and just say, oh, I want to put a hair blur here or a skin blur here. You do have to go inside and outside of them, and it's where it does take a little bit of learning, but it's not that advanced. So you just have to just follow it carefully. I am going to showcase more of that later on, because I'm going to need some blur filters for my character's legs later on, because I am going to draw her legs in, obviously, because this is part of a walk cycle that I'm going to be making. So when it gets to episode number 7, I'll probably draw more of a dress in, you know, the fluffy part of a dress. So yeah, I think I'll leave it to this point, because I don't want to make the video too long. The renders for these types of art videos tend to take over an hour nowadays, I don't know why. So I think my graphics card might be dying a little bit, so I think I might need to go get a new graphics card at some point. So I think I'll leave it here for now, so yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you for watching the video. If you want to actually show your support, you may tick like, share, or subscribe to my channel. You can even do all 3 of them if you want to. So yeah, and with that, I'll end off the video. So thanks you for watching.